think it's go and transcribe. Okay, should start. Just to be sure, Drew, can you, okay, recording has started. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so hello everybody. Here we go again with our Pulse of the Market with two great guests this week, being Carina and Michelle. They are going to introduce themselves shortly after me. Quick reminders about what we do by PosterLab. PosterLab, we are aiming at making collaboration and R&D as successful as possible. It's a big topic of the day. I mean, circular economy, you obviously need to work with much more stakeholders to bring innovation to market faster. And this is what we are aiming at with our platform that is helping to structure and scale R&D partnership, so you are successful in the end. So let's go straight into the topic of today. Topic of today is super important, related to this, obviously. Entrepreneurship, corporate innovation. And let me quickly give the words to Carina and Michelle, and then we go straight into the question. Maybe Carina, if you want to introduce yourself.
Sure, yeah, as you said, I'm Carina. I'm mainly professor for innovation management and corporate entrepreneurship at Hochschule Worms. Yeah, since I try to also embed it in practice, not only being theoretical, I'm still innovation manager at Lufthansa, applying those things.
All right, thank you much, Carina. Michelle?
Yes, hello, my name is Michael. I'm professor for entrepreneurship, also at Worms University. Carina and myself, we run the master degree program there in entrepreneurship together, and I'm in charge of giving the startups on campus useful help in order to bring up their ideas into businesses, into business models, and then start also their career as a self-employed. That is my background, and I'm very happy to be here, Sebastian.
Okay, thank you very much. So let's go straight into the first question. So obviously it's about innovation. From your point of view, I mean, what is cooking? What are the trends going on in innovation management, corporate innovation, and I mean, entrepreneurship? What is cooking? Maybe Michelle, if you want to start.
I would certainly like to. Yeah, looking into that field from an entrepreneurship professor point of view, of course, I very much support an entrepreneurial thinking with our young students, and I try to bring them into a mindset where they can probably change mindsets in companies. Because if you talk, for example, about radical innovation or innovation in companies today, then there's also a need for a change of mindset in the companies, because this means breaking with structured patterns, organizational structures and processes. You need things that Carina can probably explain much better than I do, but to be empowered for changing things, to be ready for experimental activities, but that requires also a certain flexibility in the organization in order to learn from these processes, and to then increase the innovativeness. So that requires quite big shift in the mindset that we do not necessarily see today in all kind of companies. However, I would say in Carina's company, these kind of barriers are slowly but certainly breaking down, aren't they, Carina?
Absolutely, and I guess I can definitely emphasize the topic on the mindset thing, because I definitely see a lot of shifts in the trainings that are offered, and a general shift from, let's say, focus on tools and processes, like how is innovation happening, and we can learn from those innovation funnels, etc. But that's not so much a topic anymore. We definitely see more decentral innovation management topics, that it's not one unit being in charge of, but that's definitely companies trying to engage actually everyone with innovation topics. So this is a shift from process and tools to being decentralized, trying to engage everyone. And this brings us back to the mindset shift, that also this is very important for us to understand that we can change the mindset, and this is also what companies are trying to do. So it's involving everyone internally, but also a shift towards more ecosystem thinking, like whom else can we collaborate with? I guess these are the main things. Yeah.
No, very good. Perfect. Perfect. I mean, let's say on my side, but when we do the demos and we talk to people around, like you mentioned, there's a mindset also this needs to look, let's say, outside the box to external stakeholders and also to employees, like you mentioned, because a lot of companies have figured out that now innovation is much more complex than it used to be in the past. And you need, let's say, to leverage several skills or capabilities from your internal employees or from your external partners to actually deliver innovation to the market. Otherwise, you are more or less stuck if you keep on doing everything yourself. Thank you very much for this first aspect. Second question, how can you help on the academic side in such a transforming environment? So maybe we'll start with you, Carina.
I guess, yes, we can help, and that's the good news in here. There is definitely a lot of things to learn from. On the one hand, by practicing it on your own. I mean, if you're an innovation manager, and then you also talk to other companies, and you can learn from other companies and how they are applying those things. But you can also learn from theory. There's tons of material on how innovation can be managed, tons of best practices, and tons of tools and methods. And I guess this is where universities can jump in to make everyone familiar with the common ground that definitely most of the processes and tools and mindsets do have in common. And we can raise the awareness and embed it into our curriculum. And this is where we can help, I guess, on the one hand, on the theoretical part, to share this common ground, to share the tools, to share the theory in the back end, basically, but then also to link the theory with the practice by co-working with the companies in the area, or by bringing students into the companies and having joint projects. So there's, I guess the good news in here is that it can be learned, and this is where the universities can jump in.
Okay. Thank you very much, Carina. Michel, your point of view.
And I guess it's also a big issue of transfer of knowledge from inside the university outside to the companies, and the other way around. So what Carina has mentioned in the form of project is, for example, an important aspect here. We do that a lot at our university in order to bring also innovative thinking in all kind of formats into the companies, but also let the students experience these kind of challenges. That is the one thing. And the other thing, in our entrepreneurship program, in our entrepreneurship master degree, we offer our students at least plenty of opportunities and to break with conventional patterns of thinking and to explore the opportunity to try out new formats. Old school would be to have an exam at the end of a course or a module. New school is let them work on a project, or let them write a business plan, or let them challenge business models, or bring them together with an existing young company and let them work on a particular program of them. And like that, the learning effect is massive, and that works both from the more startup view that I represent and the corporate entrepreneurship point of view that Carina represents. And that is what we can do. We can build the next generation of young dynamic managers, whether they start their own startup or whether they go and revolutionize a large company from inside.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. I mean, it's good to know that you basically that the new generation can be almost, let's say, productive from day one and come up with bright idea, but at the same time knowing how to implement things. So that's good to know. Let's go to the next question. So how will you, let's say we've been talking about this new generation. How are they going to actually help transform innovation within the company? So they have the skills, obviously, because they went through you, but how are they going to really help transform company? Because there's a big need for transformation right now. So how can they help? Maybe Michel?
Well,
we were talking about shoot spa when we were preparing the call.
Yes, absolutely right. Carina spoke a little bit about the mindset, and I think it takes two to tango here. Of course, the mindset in the company needs to change, but also we have to bring up the right mindset with our students. Chutzpah, for example, is something that we try to educate a little bit. It's a Yiddish word. It is from the Yiddish language. It's something that we can translate with non-conformism, daring, achieving one's goals using a certain personal charm. sometimes described as questioning given frameworks and have the personal confidence that it might also be the other way, and then questioning also existing rules and structures. So this kind of behavioral change is something that we can, educate, that we can trigger with our students. For example, I can bring them together with young, dynamic entrepreneurs who did this. I can expose them to startups that have, questioned in an old Schumpeterian way given structures, and then challenge them and brought up with something new that has the potential to challenge the market. So that is in my opinion one thing. Having more chutzpah, the Spanish would say having more cojones in order to question existing frameworks. But Carina, you can probably give this a much more academic tune, right?
Actually, I like this view on this topic a lot. I don't know whether my view is much more academic, but what we definitely see, probably not only within the university, but within the generation as such, is a more questioning mindset. So we see a young generation growing up that is definitely questioning more things, and this definitely helps with innovation, because new things can only happen if I don't take the existing for granted, or if I question the things that are existent. So how else could I come up with new ideas if I do not see a problem at all, or if I just take everything as it is? So this is where the new generation can definitely help. And again, this has nothing to do with innovation management and offering the processes or having something centralized, but wherever I am in an organization, I definitely see things that should be changed because the world around us is changing that fast. We also need to change the way we work. We need to change the products and services we work with. And this is where I see the recent generation being really strong in.
Yeah, agree with you. I mean, it's
if I may add,
sure.
we took our students to Sebastian last year, and he challenged them as well. So we have the Grandmaster of Innovative Networks challenging our students to think like him, and that is also a key, right? To give them the opportunity to learn in modern approaches, right?
Yeah, no, it was very good. I mean, I really encourage any company in this planet to be challenged by the younger generation. You must be challenged. I would say it's a must. It's not a nice to have it. You must be challenged, because this is also, I mean, we had a lot of great ideas because they're not in the topics that we are every day. And what I also like, and coming back to the comments of you guys, and also especially the one of Carina, the questioning, I would even go further than that. They take a stand, meaning that I had some of your students, and we still have some of your students in the company, and it's more than questioning. They are saying sometimes, they say, doesn't make sense. We should not do it like this. We should do it like that. They take a stand in a very professional way, and which I would never imagine I would do myself when I started to work. So they have the cojones to take a stand, but based on what I like is that they take a stand, but they know what they are talking about. It's solid ground. So I'm listening to them, and I take this into consideration, but they are straightforward. They're not shy on taking a stand. So that's very, very important, because you need, in today's world, when you transformation, it's taking a stand. You need to go against the system, and it's not easy. Last question. Any message that you have for the students, for the academic researchers, for the corporate innovation people, for out there? So what would be your message, maybe in a few words, maybe Carina?
I guess my favorite message would be keep on experimenting, because this covers a lot. It covers questioning things by coming up with something new, so running experiments, and this also involves being fast, because an experiment wouldn't take the next 3 years as you probably would usually run your project. So be fast in what you do and just give it a try. If it's not going to work, then just do something else. So keep on experimenting, since it covers a lot of the very important things that actually large organizations or established organizations can learn from startups or can learn from the young generation they actually trying to bring in at the moment.
Yeah, thank you very much, Carina. Michelle, what's your message?
There's not a lot so much to add. The young generation needs to contribute to bring down the barriers that we still see in many companies towards more innovativeness, and they should form part of a new organizational culture, of a new culture of thinking, a new innovation culture within the organizations. And I guess that we can make a good contribution towards that from the university side, in particular, in a form of cooperation with the outside world, and that is a recipe. So, dear students, listen carefully. We have a fantastic program for you, and with us, you have the opportunity at Worms University in our master degree in entrepreneurship to learn a little bit of this mindset. That was the advertising block. Thank you, Sebastian, for letting me speak.
Cool. No, I love it. Experimenting, challenging the status quo. That's stuff I usually believe I will not be doing what I'm doing now if I would not have this experimenting and changing the status quo mindset. Remind me of something I've seen in a different. There's a startup here that is into Gen Z recruiting, supporting large company in Gen Z recruiting. And one of the things they do, they actually, for the HR campaign, they don't ask the HR people. They ask the young people that have been hired recently to say, okay, guys, how do you think we can hire your peers? They don't go to the HR guys. Say, okay, we are going to talk to you because we want you to help us to hire your peers. And for me, that's the right thinking.
Yeah.
So, so thank you very much. Super thankful for you for your great insight, Carina, Michelle, or through the Worms. If you need anything from these two persons that knows what they're talking about, and this is why inviting them today, reach out to them. Thank you again, and we see you soon because we are in the neighborhood all together. Have a great day, and talk to you soon. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks a lot, Sebastian.
Thanks, Sebastian.
See you soon. Bye.
I think that was perfect.
Good.
Oh, good. Cool.
Good. So I think, thank you very much, both of you. I think Sebastian's already out, but the recording is saved. And then what we'll do is I will send you probably through YouTube the video. We will touch it up first. Well, you know, let me see if I can send it to you through a link through Teams first, so you can see it before we post it. It's easier to send some kind of link versus a large file, and then you can let me know if you have any comments on it and if you approve, and then we can post it after that.
Okay, but you do the Photoshop thing beforehand, please. Yes.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
All right,
Drew,
cool.
thank
Thanks,
you.
Drew.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
It was a
both.
pleasant experience.
Thank you. I really appreciate you coming. It's really cool for me, especially because it's, you know, the company I work with, and then you're the big players in the university here. So it's really nice, and I appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. And schönes Wochenende.
Schönes Wochenende.
Also to you. Bye,
Ciao.
Drew.
Bye-bye. Ciao.
Tschüss, Carina. Schönes Wochenende für dich.